Hi everyone, I'm Molly and welcome to your practice. Today we're going to do a 20 to 30 minute mellow movement session just to create a place of slowness and sanctuary through presence and embodiment. And I hope it feels great. Take a moment to set up your space. I'm going to be using a bolster today. A pillow also works. But anything that you need to use to bring the ground up to you, to give you a little bit more support and comfort. At the end of class, we'll be laying on our side, so you could also find an extra pillow or a block to lay your cheek on. And then I always like to take a moment to set up my yoga space in general. So you might put on some soft music, you could light a candle, maybe smell an oil or do a room spray, anything to set aside this little sacred space and separate your practice from anything you have going on otherwise. So you can really focus here and tune your senses into the moment. All right, so once you're ready, we'll get started in a seat. And this is a great place right away to find that prop you have. Maybe sit up onto your bolster to bring your hips higher than your knees for more comfort. And you could find a kneeling seat or crossing one shin in front of the other, a Sukhasana easy seat or good space pose. And once you land, really land with your body. So feel your pelvis ground down into the surface below you. Lift up through the chest, lengthen your spine and the crown of your head. And eventually close your eyes down. And tune into the natural breath in and out through your nose. Maybe paying attention to how your body feels for the first time today, how your energy feels today, where your mind and your heart are at. Just a little check-in. See if you can soften your shoulders and your face. And then invite your breath to be a little bit softer, a little bit fuller. Your body is open and spacious, a nice container for prana, for life to move through. And just a moment to set an intention for your class if you'd like. Anything that comes up, anything you want to work on or just be open to. Otherwise, we'll be working with the collective intention of slowing down and finding a sanctuary away from all the productivity and busyness and distraction. Can you counter that with a purposeful and intentional, slow, sacred space? So you can return to all the layers of you and integrate and leave feeling a little bit more connected. Take one more breath in, fill it to the top. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then exhale, sigh it out of your mouth, let your shoulders drop down. Blink your eyes open as you're ready. Let's start with some neck stretches. Drop your chin into your chest, feeling length along the back of the neck. And then roll your chin over towards your right shoulder. And creating really big, slow circles on the wall in front of you with your chin. Drop your head back. And then left ear, left shoulder. Chin to chest in the center. So make this your own. You can actually do really small circles if your neck is feeling a little creaky today. You can linger in any places that need your attention and a pause. Next time your left ear is over your left shoulder, let's stay there together. You could take a little shake of your head, no, like you're looking up towards the ceiling and then down towards the floor. And then reverse the direction of your circle. So head leans back, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest in the center. A couple rounds here. Next time your right ear is towards your right shoulder, we'll pause there and linger. Settle in for a few breaths if you want to nod your head or just stay in stillness. And then release chin to chest. Breath here, fill up through the back of the spine and rib cage and heart. And then lift your gaze. We're going to take similar circles, this time through the rib cage. Bring your hands to your knees. You can kind of use them as your guide and to help you toggle in different directions. As you breathe in, pull your hands into your knees, soften your belly forward and lift your heart up. And then roll your rib cage to the right. Back behind you like someone was pulling your heart and separating your shoulder blades. And then left rib cage to the left side. Scoop the heart forward and the belly forward. So we're just carving out space with the whole midline of our bodies. If it helps you to close your eyes and pick a spot on your body to follow, that works well. And then let this movement become a little bit more free, involving the spine, but also the hips and the shoulders and the neck. As fast or slow as you'd like. And then switch the direction of your circles. So belly and heart forward and rib cage to the left. Give yourself permission to scribble outside the lines. Outside the box, becoming a little animalistic and intuitive with your body, following its wisdom, following where it wants to go. And eventually return to center. Walk your right fingertips out to the right side. As you inhale, sweep your left fingertips high to the sky. And as you exhale, take a side stretch over to the right. This is a good place for a prop underneath the right hand if you'd like. And really think about spreading across the left rib cage, inflating your left lung with breath, and grounding down through the left sit bone so you feel length from the hip crease all the way through the fingers. A little peek of your heart upwards. You can stay in stillness, or if you'd like to find a little bit of easeful movement on an inhale, bend your left elbow, cactus it back, and reach your heart up to the sky. As you exhale, just a gentle curling and rounding in, left elbow towards right knee, and rounding through the back of the heart. Inhale, gently open. A little bit of expansive, vibrant energy. Exhale, nurture. Round and curl in towards yourself. A couple more with your own breath. Good. Slide your left hand in front of you over to the other side. You can bring your prop with you if you'd like. Left hand lands. Breathe in to sweep your right hand up. And breathe out to reach it over to the left side. Right side of your pelvis is grounded down. And feel as if you could open up your gills on the right side. Letting breath move through. Feeling spacious and open in the side body. If you'd like, on your next in-breath, bend your right elbow, cactus it back as you broaden your collarbones up. Exhale, a little bit of a curl and a round in, right elbow towards left leg. A few breaths here. Experimenting with your twists and your side bends. Eventually moving back through center. Take a moment of free wiggle. Move through the spine and shoulders and hips. And then eventually We'll find a tabletop. So you can remove your props for now and come onto hands and knees. Bring your palms out a little bit wider and a little bit more in front of your shoulders. And first thing, just shift your weight from palm to palm, feeling all the points of contact, bringing presence into the body again. Just noting where you are in time and space, how your body feels. And then toes can be tucked or untucked. On your next inhale, we'll take a cat-cow. Drop your belly down, lift your tailbone and your gaze up to the sky, and thread your heart through your shoulders as you energetically pull your palms back. On your next exhale, reverse the motion, push the ground away, round through the back body, and curl your tailbone and your chin in. Inhale, open up to cow, arching through the spine, softening through the belly. Breathing down to the pelvic floor. And exhale, push round, curl in, cat pose. A few more breaths here to explore. If you want to close your eyes and bring any additional movements in, this is a really good place to just get the picture of a pose out of your head and really follow what your body wants to do. Let it take over, let it guide you. And follow the rhythm of your breath. And let's do one more round. Inhale, open up. Exhale, push, round, curl in. Find a neutral spine. If your toes aren't tucked already, go ahead and tuck them under. Walk your hands forward just a step. And downward facing dog. Glide your hips up and back. Bend your knees as much as you need so the low back is long and the sit bones are reaching up towards the sky. Again, land here, shift your weight, feel what you feel today. A very familiar pose, but one that can be really different each time we meet our mat. Each and every day, a little bit different depending on what we've had going on, what we're carrying. You can walk out your dog, melting one heel and then the other towards the mat. Bending into one knee and then the other. Find some stillness in your legs and then press your palms forward so you can rock your heart back and pulse it towards the tops of your thighs, opening up the lats and shoulders, all these areas, hamstrings, calves that become tight with our modern day posture. Good. And then lower your knees to the mat, find your tabletop. Kickstand your right foot out to the side. Supported side plank, open your body to the left. Left leg extends long, left hand reaches up to the sky. Glutes are engaged, drive your hips forward. And we're long from the left pinky toe through the lateral line of the body, all the way to the fingertips reaching to the front of the mat. This is our inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee. You can point your toes out at an angle or back behind you, whatever you need, and sink your hips towards your right heel. So kind of a funky hip opener, kind of lunge shape. Inhale to straighten left leg, extend fingertips forward. Exhale, bend your left knee, glue that heel down and sink your right hip towards your right heel. Do whatever you'd like with your hand here. It might feel good to kind of trace it along the mat on the ground. Inhale, supported side plank. Open your heart up to the sky, find some expansion. And exhale, bend. All right, make this your own for the next few breaths. If you want to take some big circles, if you want to move into a different lunge shape, just a few moments to explore. And eventually land, tabletop, 2 hands, 2 knees to the mat. Toes are tucked, sink your hips back to your heels, find an active child's pose, like you were gonna pounce on something in front of you. Walk your fingertips forward just a smidge. And a rolling cat-cow. If you wanna stick with the traditional cat-cow, by all means do, but if you're with me on our inhale, we'll round through the back body, ripple forward. So it's like a cat shape as we shift shoulders over wrists in our tabletop. And exhale, we're gonna unlock the pelvis, glide the sit bones back to the heels, open through the front of the heart, and meet an active child's. So waving out the spine, inhale, roll forward, round. Exhale, open your heart, glide your hips back. This is one of my favorite places to close my eyes and see if I can feel kind of each incremental, segmental movement in my body. And let's do one more. Inhale to roll forward, body washing like a wave. Exhale, fluidity as you glide back. Neutral tabletop, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. And this time we'll kind of continue that wave-like movement, but this time side to side. So leaning or leading with the pelvis, create snake-like, serpentine, S shapes. If you want to focus on one point in the pelvis leading and then see how that ripples down the spine and affects the shoulders. Just kind of unlocking the body, any patterns, any stagnancy. Let it look weird, let it feel good. On your next exhale, tabletop. Drop your knees to the mat, and this time kickstand your left foot out to the side. Supported side plank on an inhale, extend your right leg long, press your hips to the long edge of the mat, and reach your right arm up, or maybe overhead, fingertips to the top of the mat. Breathe in here, find length all the way down the right side body. Exhale, bend your right knee, toes can point whatever direction that makes sense in your body, and sink your left hip towards your left heel into this kind of funky lunge situation. Inhale, supported side plank, extend, open, heart peaks up. Exhale, bend your right knee, hips to left heel. One more time, breathe in. Extend long and open, drive your hips forward by engaging your glutes. Feeling the stretch on the hip flexors. And exhale, bend the knee, sink back. A couple breaths here to explore or to stay in stillness in a certain place that feels right for you. Again, just a little free movement to get out of your head and into your body. Take one more breath. And land in your tabletop. Tuck your toes, sink your hips back to your heels. Couple rounds of your rolling cat-cow. Inhale, round forward. Heart is pressing up towards the ceiling. Exhale, arch through the spine. And glide your hips back. The next few breaths are yours. Last inhale, final wiggles before we move into a little bit more stillness and restorative space. And last exhale, we'll land in a child's pose. Bring your knees out wide, connect your big toes in the center, and rest your forehead down as you walk your hands forward. This is a great place if you do have a prop. I like to slide the bolster between my inner thighs. And if you have that, you can really drape your belly and your chest down and rest your cheek. Close your eyes down. Notice if you're holding your body up, and trust that you're supported by the earth, supported by your props. So you can really let your bones be dense and heavy towards the ground and your skin be soft. And rest here. And if you're on one side of your face, go ahead and switch which cheek if you'd like. And then land again. Land in your body, feel your breath. Expanding the container through the back of the rib cage and the sides of the waist, the belly and the low back, and all the way down to the pelvic floor and the hips. Like an internal massage for your organs. You can stay here as long as you'd like. If you're ready, we'll transition to our next really restful posture. Let's do a fetal position. So we're going to slide forward and lay on our right side. If you have an extra prop, use it as a pillow underneath your right cheek. Bend your knees. And see if you can kind of hike your left knee on top of the bolster, or give the bolster a big hug between both knees. Whatever is comfortable here. Left arm can drape over. And again, notice if you're holding yourself up, and really sink down, settle in. Offering your body and your system a moment of rest, of stillness, of support. Feel free to close your eyes at any point. And if your mind has wandered, return your awareness and your attention and your mind's eye just to trace your simple inhales and exhales. Returning yourself to your body. With as much ease as you can, let's find the other side. Roll over onto your left side body. Bend your knees and place the bolster maybe somewhere on or under your right knee. Option for a prop underneath the left temple. Really invite an energy of sanctuary. So finding that place of safety and of trust and of return, that you can rest here. That you don't have to do all the things right now. If you ever need to sigh your breath out, sometimes that can feel really good. And gently, slowly lift your head up to remove the prop and roll onto your back. Let's bring our feet out wide and our knees in the center to touch. A couple windshield wipers, right and left, dropping your knees down, rolling through center. Dropping them to the other side. A nice rotation for the hips and release for the low back. One more in each direction. And then land in your Shavasana, your final resting pose. You can stay with your knees bent in a constructive rest, or you could extend your legs long to the corners of the mat. Option for palms open to the sky or palms down on body. Let your eyelids close. Feel yourself pooling and melting outwards. And stay present to sensation, to awareness here in a little pocket of silence. If you have the time and space to stay in your resting pose for longer, please do. You could also move into a yoga nidra practice. Otherwise, we'll keep our eyes closed and finish up with a little bit of breath work in a seat. So take your time rolling onto your side. Pushing through palm to find a comfortable seat. You can use your block or your bolster. Anything to be comfortable in your body. So oftentimes we move through postures and release patterns and stagnancy in the body so that we can be comfortable and find presence and stillness for the pranayama practice and meditation practice. And today we'll be doing a 4-8 breath. Anytime your exhale is longer than your inhale can be really calming as it stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest. So breath will be in and out through the nose. The inhale will be for a count of 4. The exhale can be for a count of 6 or 8, but adjust as needed. Always have the invitation to modify. Empty the air from your lungs and seal your lips. Find a stacked posture of skull over shoulder blades, over sacrum. And then inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6 or 8. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going on your own for a couple rounds. Doesn't have to be your deepest breath, but feel the container of your body, your rib cage, your midsection. Be really soft. Let it fill with prana and breath. And let it go gently. Shoulders soften down. Notice if you're clenching your jaw or furrowing your brow. Become wide in your face. One more round. Release any counting or any control. Just return to smooth, natural breath. Staying present, soaking up any final remnants of connection here. Really letting yourself benefit from the practice. We'll take one final breath together. Inhale, palms to touch and center at your heart or at your third eye, between your brow. Exhale, option to bow forward. Namaste. Gratitude for your body, for some space, for your practice. Eventually release your palms, slide your hands along your legs. Maybe blink your eyes open and take in the space around you. Feel how you feel. Note if you need any more wiggles, if you want to transition to meditation or nidra. Take what you need, but I hope you feel great. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.